Okay, so Jeannie, right, that's my great-grandmother. I have to wear my glasses, sorry. Oh, they're going to join their relative or friend. Okay, now this is really weird. Uncle, Mr. Elliot Benson. So he's a Benson. Now I'm really confused.
Actor and writer Rashida Jones lives in Los Angeles. Her many film credits include I Love You Man and The Social Network. And she currently plays the role of Ann Perkins on Parks and Recreation. Rashida is the daughter of music industry legend Quincy Jones and actress Peggy Lipton. And this blend of African American and Jewish cultures has formed her individuality since she was a child.
I always identified with both. It was important to me to be Black, as was Judaism and the culture that came with being Jewish. I was always encouraged to be balanced, and I don't want to choose. My dad's always kind of been obsessed with our genealogy and our family tree. So he did all types of research and had our family roots traced, and it's been nice because he loves to talk about it. In college, I fell into kind of like a larger Jewish community and was going to synagogue on high holidays and becoming more interested in the historical roots and everything. But despite my interest in Jewish culture, I don't know very much about my personal Jewish family history on my mom's side. I did spend a lot of time with her parents, my grandpa Harold and grandma Rita, growing up, but both of them have since passed away. I was very close with my grandmother, and I always have felt connected to her. I have her art all over my house, and I feel like she's kind of always with me. I didn't know anything really about her upbringing or anything. I just knew her with my grandfather. But my feeling about my grandmother, she was very elegant, had wonderful taste, was an incredible artist, really beautiful. And that's pretty much it. And I'd really like to find those details of her life, so I'm starting this journey with my mom to see what else she can tell me about my grandmother. I'm meeting her and my sister Kirata at my dad's house here in Los Angeles. My parents divorced a long time ago, but we are still very much a family.
What do you know, Mom? What do you know?
Well, even though my mother kept a great record of her photographs, I don't know that much about her life. Now, my mother, Rita, even though she didn't have a formal education, she was very erudite, very sophisticated, and had incredible taste. Like, here's a picture of her that I love, which is, look, how cute is that?
Oh, gosh, so pretty.
Looks like Rashida.
Irish, yeah, there's a lot.
Beautiful.
She was born in Ireland and left there and came to the States to live in Nyack, New York, with some Jewish relatives with her sister Pearl. And Rita was apparently 14 or 15. Rita, maybe went to a month or two of school and split. She left. She left Nyack, she left Pearl, she left everybody.
To go to Manhattan.
Yeah, she went to Manhattan and never came back. Her sister Pearl once said to me very late in life, oh God, Rita was she used to dance. I didn't even know Rita was a dancer. Pearl went down to New York.
Were there feathers?
Not quite that. She was much classier than my mother was, so classy. But apparently there was this thing in New York that were called taxi dancers. This is what Pearl told me.
Okay, so when does she meet Grandpa?
She married Harold in 41. I think she was 30.
And at some point she changed her name from Rosenberg to Benson, right?
Yeah, it was very confusing at the time. Was she a Rosenberg? Was she a Benson?
Do you think it was something to do with the religious, cultural implications?
Yeah, I would imagine that Jews were not looked on with much affection at all. They may have changed their name out of fear.
My mom said my grandmother Rita quit school and ran off to Manhattan, but I don't know when. So I'm off to New York to begin my search. It seems as though my grandmother was reinventing herself, going from a Jewish immigrant teenager to a taxi dancer to a sophisticated wife and a mother, and that's really interesting to me. I'm heading to the New York Public Library's Stephen A. Schwartzman building to meet with Professor Kirsten Firmaglich, who's been looking for information on my grandmother's time in the city to help me piece together this transformation. I want to find out some things about my grandmother,
Okay.
who was Rita Benson, but at some point was Rosenberg. We're not quite sure when she changed her name. And I also want to know, there's this like big chunk of time where she just disappeared into the city before she met my grandfather. And nobody knows what she was doing.
So, well, this is a really interesting thing to explore. You might want to go to Ancestry.com.
Rita Rosenberg. Cool. New York passenger lists. Oh, 1926.
You can get the actual record. If
Oh,
you go
cool.
There you go.
Awesome. Look, there it is, Pearl and Rita Rosenberg. God, 13 and 18. It's crazy to come to a different country without your parents. Was that uncommon?
It wouldn't have been that uncommon.
Right.
It would have been a lot of families, when they immigrated, would come over in that way. Jews in particular would come over in bits and pieces.
Okay. Mother, Jeannie Rosenberg. Okay, so Jeannie, right, that's my great-grandmother. I have to wear my glasses, sorry. Oh, they're
That's who
going to
they're going
join
to
their relative
join.
or friend. Okay, now this is really weird. Uncle, Mr. Elliot Benson. So he's a Benson. Now I'm really confused. So I wonder, oh, maybe they took their uncle's name in an attempt to acclimatize.
It's possible it definitely happened.
So she changed her name sometime after she arrived in New York?
I have this Declaration of Intention, which is what immigrants need to file when they're going to become citizens.
1936.
So this is
Okay.
when she's trying to become a citizen.
And here she's Rosenberg. I was born in Dublin, Ireland. Birthday, May 30th, 1912. So if she immigrated in 1926 and got married in 1941, that's 15 years. Which means there's a really long stretch where I have no idea what she was doing. Wow. So Evelyn Feldman, oh, this is somebody saying, I know this person.
Right,
I first met
exactly.
her in New York City in January 1933 through mutual friends. Rita Hetty Rosenberg, known as Rita Benson. She's known as Rita Benson as early as...
Clearly by 1939,
Right.
she's known as Benson.
But did she ever change her name officially?
This is the certificate of citizenship.
She got her citizenship, that's good. Wow. Okay, so by the time she gets her citizenship, she's just Rita Benson. Name change by decree of court, June 30th, 1939, from Rita Hetty Rosenberg to Rita Benson. It's part of naturalization. Okay, so as part of her becoming a citizen, you can also do like a simultaneous name change?
Yeah.
What were the main reasons why people would change their name? Jobs?
Yeah, there's a lot of anti-Semitism that increases in the US in the 20s and in the 1930s. This is a clip from the New York World, a newspaper that we were able to find through the New York Public Library.
Help wanted male, Christian, Christian. Every job has to be filled by a Christian. Need intelligent Americans. So that meaning not immigrants.
Right.
That's so crazy.
Employers are very open in discriminating against Jews. They could openly sort of say what kinds of applicants they preferred. So,
Christians?
Yep.
It's so weird that there's like this parallel American dream, right? Like the one is come to America and practice whatever you want. And then the other one is like find a way to change so that you can like fully and completely ingratiate yourself in a way where like you can't actually be too different.
Yeah, it's exactly right. You know, come, you can be successful, but yeah, don't be too different.
Right.
It's not.
You'll only be successful if you're not too different.
Exactly.
I know that my grandmother kind of disappeared, and there's a huge window. She didn't get married till she was 29, so there's 15 years there, and I think, I don't know exactly when she went to the city and people stopped hearing from her, but she must have been pretty young, and I'm definitely interested to know where she went.
Yeah.